The DC Dark Legion developers just added a new upgrade system to the game called the Scarab system, and I think it could be one of the most considerable changes that they've made to the game to date. And the reason why is we've really been needing a system other than the transmute system, which has turned out to be more of a paywall for whales to upgrade their champions. We've needed a system for non-spenders, light spenders, and really just everyone in the game to be able to make upgrades to their champions and their squads and try to differentiate their squads from others. There's not really a lot of ways that you can customize your squad so that it is very unique and can do things that other squads might not be able to do. We've seen in many other games across the RPG, hero collector, gacha game, mobile game space, there is always a system to upgrade your gear so that it's a little bit different from everybody else's, and it allows you to take champions down completely different paths that you wouldn't otherwise think would be possible. Obviously, the transmute system and the gear system in this game will probably be iterated on over time, and you will eventually get to that point with just the gear. But this new Scarab system allows us to immediately jump in and do some of that work. I mentioned this a little bit in my update video, which was posted a few days ago, but I really wanted to deep dive into the Scarab system, even if just for a few minutes, to kind of talk about some of the mechanics and what you should be doing. So you'll be accessing the Scarab system from your research laboratory. If you click into it, you'll see this little icon for the Scarab system is available for you. And I deliberately waited until making this video to do anything with the Scarab system so that we could kind of figure everything out for ourselves. You are going to have 20 levels to the Scarab system. Once you're also going to have, I should say, 20 chips that you're allowed to have in your inventory. I'm not sure whether this 20 inventory will include the ones that are equipped to your squads and the ones that are unequipped. But you're definitely going to have a very limited inventory for your chips. And so you'll have also a system for deconstructing them once you have them. And we'll talk about that a little bit as well. If you click the information icon on the top of the screen, it's going to take you to your research levels, and you'll get some details about the odds for obtaining certain things. So the sub-chips on each of your core chips are going to have certain rarities. We'll have rare, epic, legendary, and mythic. And as with the transmute system, gear is you'll have to have gear transmuted at a higher level to get the mythic and legendary rarities. Same thing for the cord chip system with the Scarab system. You're going to have to get to the higher levels in order to get odds for the mythic and legendary level. We've also got these sub-chip slot odds. So some of your cord chips that you're going to be getting will have the ability to have multiple sub-chips that you can add to them that are going to make the cord chips even stronger. As we go through the levels, and I'll just flip through this pretty quickly, it's going to increase at the higher, like the mythic, you'll have up to a 10% chance at the highest level. And then sub-chip slot odds will significantly increase at the higher levels as well. The other thing that you might not have seen as I flip through here is you're going to have the ability, let's find one, here we go. So you'll have the addition of more possible sub-chips as you get up through level 15. As you go through the levels, you'll be able to get these additional sub-chip possibilities. So we have like the Hellfire chip here, which increases spiritual amplification by a percentage when HP is above 50%. Probably going to be a pretty positive chip for your Justice League Dark team, or your probably for Joker, Sinestro, any champion that is doing significant spiritual damage. We've got a possible sub-chip for Nightwing crit, definitely one that you're going to want to go for if you have a Nightwing team. We've got one for Joker here that increases damage dealt to enemies with debuffs. We've got the Lantern's Willpower chip. It's going to increase healing done. It's going to be really good for Green Lantern, but really any healer for that matter. We've got the Chip of Fate, which is going to increase the strength of shields applied by a percentage. Not just going to be good for Dr. Fate, but it's also going to be good for any team that uses the shield mechanic. You've got Queen Hippolyta, who can put out shields. You have the Riddler, who can put out a lot of shields, and there are some other tank champions who can provide shields as well. We've got the Amazonian Guard chip. This will increase physical defense and spiritual defense by a percentage when HP is below 50%. It's going to be really good for Death Metal Wonder Woman comp. We've got a Speed Force chip. This is going to increase attack for 10 seconds with each skill cast up to a larger percentage. That one's going to be, I think, really nice, not just for Flash, but probably any of your supports who are able to provide attack, or if anything scales off of attack, it could be helpful as well. Really, if you think about it, this could end up being good for healers also. I think the Speed Force chip is one to look out for. We've got the Superman Solar Power chip. It's going to increase ultimate damage by a percentage. It's going to be really helpful for any of your champions who are kind of a win condition champion that need to do a lot of ult damage. This one is going to be pretty positive there. We've got Healing Taken Bonus Up chip. It's going to be good for your tank. Healing Bonus Up chip. That's just a stock healing bonus. You can see as we go down to the lower levels, these are slightly less good, but just have kind of, in general, pretty decent boosts. And then we have the Spiritual Resistance Up chip. Again, another good one for tank champions and really just anyone who might be going up against a strong spiritual damage lineup like Justice League Dark or the Joker. We have the Spiritual Penetration Up chip. It's going to be really good for, again, Justice League Dark teams, for Sinestro, Joker, anyone who does spiritual damage. This one's going to be pretty positive. Resistance, Physical Resistance Up chip. Probably good for Justice League Dark to survive against Legion of Doom in Meta Brawler and ship combat. And then we have Physical Penetration Up chip here that's going to be helpful for any of your physical damage. So let's go ahead and do some research here. Now, you are going to be gated by time. We'll see if we'll be able to use any drones to speed that up. I don't have a ton of chips right now. It's definitely something I'm going to have to start working on. I've been using most of my intel points on my biostems and alloy, but we're definitely going to be adding some chips into the mix as well. So let's go ahead and increase our research here, and we should get our first cord chip. Okay, so this one is going to be Bat Family. So these are going to have specific tag synergies as well. So in addition to the sub chip effects that you'll have at the higher levels, you are going to have to, basically sort for tag synergies. Again, this is going to take a long time to do, probably similar to like Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, where you're having to sort through a bunch of different mods, find the ones that have a lot of speed on them, you delete the rest of them, you sell them, and you start over again. So it's going to take increasingly more and more resources to get the better cord chips, but it's going to be worth it in the end for the teams that you're trying to gear up. You can see that the effect for this one, Bat Family, each sub chip will grant an extra 50% effect to Bat Family champions. So this one gives effect resistance plus 1.5%. So you'll get an additional 50% of that effect for Bat Family champions. So I think this one would end up being 2.25% instead for Bat Family. Anyone else is just going to get the base effect for it. So similar to Gear, where you don't have to put a Bat Family tag synergy piece onto Bat Family, but if you do, it's going to give you a better outcome. And we'll do another instant research here and see what we get. If you're a non-spender, you're definitely going to hope that you get some things for teams that you care about. I don't really use Bat Family a lot, so this really isn't going to be too helpful for me. We'll figure out a way to throw it on a team somewhere. Again, effect resistance plus 1.1%. This is one that would 100% get sold fairly quickly. So we have another quick research here to get to a higher level. This one is going to take 5 hours, 51 minutes. You will get instant research over time. So in 8 hours, a little over 8 hours later tonight around reset probably, I will be able to do another instant research. But if you want to kind of push through, you can ask for help. You can also speed up. So you will, I was talking about this in the update notes video, but this is kind of like the new perpetual system for using your chips and drones. If you have all of your research done, it's kind of difficult to use any of those. There's a lot of people who finish that up and they have just like a massive stockpile. I have been trying to do those over time so that I always have something for Supreme Commander. The nice thing is you now have something for Supreme Commander in perpetuity, meaning that, you know, pretty much every time it rolls around, you want to make sure you have some drones and chips saved up to be able to do this. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to make a new Supreme Commander guide because I think this is going to have to be included in your consideration for how you're going to do each day of Supreme Commander. But again, I think it's a really positive change that they're making to the game from that perspective. We're going to go ahead and use a few drones, even though I probably should be waiting until tomorrow or until reset to do this. I just want to, you know, do a little bit of content for this video. We've got an Outsiders Tag Synergy cord chip, and we actually got a really nice bonus here, HP 2.5%. Again, since it's Outsiders, if it's used on an Outsiders team, each subchip will grant an extra 50% effect to Outsiders champions. So if you just had one outside, like if you were just running, let's say, Starfire on a Bat Family team, you could apply this and you're going to get extra HP for your Starfire. Maybe you run Martian Manhunter, you're going to get extra HP for him. So it can be fairly helpful from that perspective. And so we did level up, and now we have a potential subship for physical penetration up, which is really great. And we also have the possibility for epic slots as well, 5%. So we'll go ahead and do another quick research here. And I might actually, let's see, not too many drones. We'll go ahead and use some extra drones here to do this one. Don't hate me too much for being inefficient with Supreme Commander. Okay, nice. So we got a Wonder Woman, or we got an Amazons one. This one is for additional attack. This might actually be pretty good for Death Metal Wonder Woman. I would have preferred it to be a physical defense stat, but you know, we'll take what we can get. And now let's go ahead and take a look at our chips. So if you select one of them, you have the ability to deconstruct it here. We don't want to do that with the Amazons one, but we could take the low level Bat Family one, and we'll go ahead and deconstruct that and see what we get. So you're going to get 10 Scarab circuits. Now, from what I was told, these Scarab circuits will allow you to purchase a item called a Beetle Booster. We'll see if the store has those items available for purchase, see how that can be done. But you'll be able to purchase a Beetle Booster, which is a mechanic that's going to make your cord chip even stronger. This is a few hours in the future, Quantum, coming to you with a little bit of an update on the Scarab system, in particular with the Beetle Boosters and kind of how that system works. As I was recording the first part of this video, I mentioned that I wasn't exactly sure how you would go about redeeming those Beetle Boosters, and we have a little bit of information from a whale, shout out Arkaluck, who provided me a little bit of footage of him going through and redeeming some of the Beetle Boosters. So you're actually going to get some footage and see some of the 4-tag or 4-stat cord chips, which is really cool. It's going to be kind of you'll be able to see a wide range of different stats that will be available when you get to the higher level. The Beetle Boosters are purchasable from the mystery store. You'll be able to go in there and purchase them once you have accumulated a few of the Scarab circuits. Arkaluck was able to, he maxed out his Scarab system from level 1 to 20. And in doing that, he got enough of the Scarab circuits to buy, I believe, 6 of the Beetle Boosters. You can do the math on that. It's about 24,000 Scarab circuits that you can expect to get on average by maxing out this full system to level 20. Leave those on the screen for just a second so you can see those. You can pause and try to get a little bit of that. You can see that 4th stat is actually quite decent, but this is a Birds of Prey one. I know he's not going to use it. I probably wouldn't either. Got a League of Assassins here. Not too great. Probably not one that you would want to use. But I mean, still, I would say probably any of the ones that you get 4 stats on, you're probably going to save those until you have a full inventory of 20 of those, and then you can start kind of cycling through and trying to get the better ones. And this is something that is probably illustrative of a lot of other gearing systems that are out there in other games. And what I really like about this is that, you know, over time, you're going to end up amassing a bunch of just really good 4-stat chord chips that you'll be able to use and swap out based on the different events that you're working on or fights that you're trying to deal with. We got Justice League Dark here, 4 tag on this one. Nice to get that cooldown bonus there and increased ultimate damage. We got one for Teen Titans here, increases strength of shields, increases ultimate damage, spiritual amp. So not really the greatest in the world with that spiritual amp, not much spiritual damage happening on Teen Titans. And that's going to be some of the interplay that you're going to get where, you know, it's kind of good on a couple of stats, but not the other one. We got another League of Assassins here. Does get a yellow spiritual pin, but again, that's something that's not really going to help you a lot with League of Assassins because they're going to be doing physical damage. And then we got a Bat Family one here with effect resistance, accuracy, increased attack, a couple of other things. Not the worst in the world, but again, probably not one that in the grand scheme of things you would end up keeping. Maybe, you know, people like me and you would, but, you know, after you've been doing this system for quite a while, this is going to be probably not the best in the world. We'll watch a couple more of these and then we can go back to the normal footage in the video. Yeah, so he's just showing the level 20, which you can get this yourself. It gives you a little bit of an idea of kind of the odds for what you can expect to get, and the odds for getting that 4th sub chip is 25% at level 20. You definitely want to wait until I think it's around level 16 at the minimum, bare minimum, and then probably level 20 to use those beetle boosters. It's definitely similar to the Intertron. I may have mentioned that already, where you want to be saving those and utilizing them in a way that's efficient for your account. Okay, so we go back into the Amazon's chord chip. You do have the ability to edit the chip name, and I think that's going to be pretty helpful once you have a decent amount of these to give you an idea what you would want to equip it for. So these things are permanent. They're not going to disappear over time. As long as you don't deconstruct it, you'll be able to use these, swap them in and out off of your squads. So if you're doing like specifically like maybe Umbral Rift, or if, you know, for like Meta Brawl or something like that, you might want to equip these. And then if you're doing a different activity, you might want to take off like your attack and go to defense, something like that. If I think these would be usable in Anti-Crime Network, so it will potentially be beneficial for you there to make sure you're using chord chips that actually help your team. So keep that in mind so that you can, it'll give you an idea of like what you're trying to go after, and you can more quickly equip them. That's really all there is to the actual research system. Obviously, there's going to be more to come whenever, you know, I have much more, a much higher research level, and I have more chord chips. We can talk more about how to min-max using your chord chips, who to apply, where, and kind of like some of the best qualities to be looking for, what to deconstruct. There's going to be a lot to cover on chord chips. And like, honestly, I know I have resting not excited face, but I'm super excited about the chord chip system, or the Scarab system. I really think this is going to be a key differentiator for this game, and something that makes it worth spending a lot of time in. So super excited about that. Definitely going to try to get my chips up higher, and maybe we'll do you know, an update video or series of videos. Maybe we'll do a live stream where we talk a little bit more about this, go into detail about it. All right, now how do you equip the chord chip? Well, let's go over to our Preparation Operations Center and click on one of our preparation squads. All right, so let's build a Death Metal Wonder Woman Amazons team here. So we'll throw Death Metal Wonder Woman in the front line in the #1 spot. We'll throw Donna Troy in here as well. figure out where to put her. We'll use Wonder Woman up front. We're going to throw in Queen Hippolyta. We're also going to throw in our Donna Troy. And we'll put the Riddler in for some additional shields for Death Metal Wonder Woman as well. So this is going to be kind of an Amazon squad. So we can take our Scarabs. We can throw this Amazon's Scarab on. It's going to give us additional attack. And you do have the ability to swap those out. Like once you have one selected, you can hit this little recycle button, and it will allow you to change out the cord chip that you have available. We could go with the Outsiders one here. It's not going to give any additional stats, but it is going to provide just the baseline. So kind of a lot of optionality here to make some adjustments to your squad lineup. I'll definitely be making additional videos on the cord chips and the Scarab system. Super excited about it, and I want to be able to share more of it with you guys in the community. If you like this video, definitely make sure that you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. You'll get notified whenever I put out new DC Dark Legion content, including additional videos on this system, and I hope to see you in the next video.